What's up, guys? This is Bobby Douglas, and welcome to another 2020 NBA Draft Prospect full game video breakdown. And today we're going to be taking a look at Syracuse guard forward Elijah Hughes. And Elijah Hughes was a volume scorer for Syracuse, averaged 19 points a game, but he also showed a lot of other flashes in a lot of key areas. He averaged 3.4 assists per game, despite being the primary scorer. I think he showed a lot of flashes in terms of playmaking. His defense was good, but it's in a zone, obviously, with Syracuse, so you don't really know how good it really is. But the flashes of verticality that he did show with some chase down blocks and some nice finishes at the rim, I do think that will help him in the NBA, and I think that is a legit aspect to his game that he will bank on in the NBA. So, again, I'm excited to watch this game. The game I picked out today is against Notre Dame, and this game went right down to the wire. Hughes plays all 40 minutes, so I'm excited to get into it, and let's go. So he's going to be number 33 in the white. He's against Rex Pfluger right there. And here we go. Looks like Notre Dame won the tip-off. And so Hughes is mainly going to be playing in the bottom of that 2-3 zone. You can see the wings in Syracuse's zone are always elevated, and they're always trying to pressure the ball on the wings as well. So, again, it's a 2-3 by definition, but it's also a very active and long 2-3. So right there, that looks like it's on Sidibe. But yeah, not on Hughes. Again, the zone kind of limits scouts' ability to really judge an individual defender. It's really rare that you'll see him go one-on-one against a player when he's on the defensive end. And so you kind of just got to look at his off-the-ball defense and things like that, and just try and get an overall decent enough inference as to how he maybe will project at the next level. By all accounts, his off-ball defense and awareness is pretty solid. And so he gets a lot of steals. He averaged close to 1.5 a game, so he was definitely active defensively. And again, that 2-3 zone does allow you to be active and take a little bit more risks than what you would usually see in a typical man defense. So again, number 33 in white. Hasn't really touched the ball on offense, but he's a very good mover off the ball. Cuts really well, can backdoor guys pretty easily, things like that. So, again, pretty versatile scorer, and just, I think, ultimately a playmaker too, especially if you're looking at a second unit type of guy who could come in, be a secondary initiator, and just kind of be a solid defender. I think Hughes is your guy. A lot of people he was a guy where I think he probably could have risen up draft boards had this whole pre-draft process been normal. But since it's not normal, obviously, I have him as a mid to late second round prospect. I think he's just cracks the top 50 of my big board. I think I have him at 49. So just around there is where I have him. He definitely, I think, will get drafted, though. And so, again, he's on the weak side, and now he's already pretty much pressuring up. He's cutting off that corner pass to Pfluger. Good job closing out right there. And, again, the pump fake and things like that, I'm not really worried about that because in the zone you can kind of be sort of aggressive in contesting shots, and then you have 4 guys behind you that got your back. So the defense and the zone defense, obviously, it allows you to be more aggressive, and so I'm not really worried about any errors that he makes that might be defined as a gamble or things like that. And there's Joe Girard knocking down that 3. Again, so Hughes is playing a little bit off the ball right now. So, again, it's a really aggressive 2-3 that Syracuse runs. Obviously, everyone knows what they run. It's been around forever, but so yeah, I don't think Hughes has even touched the ball offensively, let alone look for a shot. Let's see what he does. Oh, nothing's going on right there. Looks like we got... Ooh, that should have been Syracuse ball, I think. At least. This is going to be the Joe Girard 3, I think. Yeah. We're going to see it again. That's close. I don't know. Looks like they missed a 3-point play. So I'll skip this free throw. So he's in the corner right now. just kind of trying to sneak behind the defense. And here he is with the ball, and that was a bad pass on. I think that was Dolajai. Let's see how Hughes defends in transition. Notre Dame slowed it up, and that was TJ Gibbs knocking down that three. We got a timeout. Syracuse, it looks like. So, wait, is it a timeout? Yeah. So, yeah, he hasn't really started off this game being super active. You can see right there he backdoored Pfluger, and let's see if he hits this three. He doesn't. He's seen as a volume scorer, so when looking at his shooting percentages, it's obviously not super great, but just know that he was a volume guy, 19 points a game, so he was a bucket getter for Syracuse, but his percentages weren't great. 42.7 from the field, and then 34% from three. So obviously, if you're just looking at the eye test right there, they're not very encouraging, and I do think it would have been nice to see him be a little bit more efficient. But again, you gotta remember like the shot difficulties and the things he was being asked to do at Syracuse. He's not going to be asked to do that in the NBA. He'll be a lot more of just a microwave guy off the bench and just kind of a secondary playmaker. You saw right there, that was a pretty bad miss on the three. But you did see how he got open. He just kind of runs along the back of the defense and just kind of tries to find little holes that he can really just take advantage of and exploit. Let's see what he does here. Pretty good change of pace athlete as well. Not really a blow-by guy in the sense where he'll just be super quick and get you off the dribble, but he's really good at changing pace and then using those little subtle fakes to get by his man on the offensive end. Again, laterally, he's not super quick right there, probably a weak reach, but he's very good vertically. And again, he's one of the best shot blocking wings in the draft class, in my opinion. So here's Hughes just doing a little cut and replace. And now he's got the ball in his hands, looking for something. That's a nice little pass to Girard, and let's see if he knocks it down. He doesn't. But again, he wasn't really asked to distribute a whole lot at Syracuse, but I do overall. I like his vision and I like his passing execution. And I do think he has a smooth enough dribble to be able to kind of draw the defenses in and then exploit that and kick out to open shooters. And obviously, this Syracuse team had two of the best three-point shooters in the country with Joe Girard and Buddy Boeheim. So there are a lot of those plays where Hughes would draw into defense and then he would find an open shooter and then they would knock it down for him. And there's Sidibe, and let's see what Hughes does here. Just looking for something. Another good read. Simple. And there's Sidibe down low. Looks like it's going to be just a miss. And we got a foul here and an ad coming up, so I will let this ad run. Looks like we got 10 seconds left on the ad. Also a pretty good rebounder for his size. Averaged just under 5 a game, but he had a lot of games where he would pick up 8 or 9. And so I do think that's a legit part of his game as well. We got, looks like free throws here, so. So he was just kind of standing still in that zone. And you can see it almost warps into a 1-2-2 as well when the ball gets reversed to the wings. And that was Buddy Boeheim with the brick. So again, showed nice awareness right there, just kind of rotating back and forth, making sure he stays in remote contact with Nate Laszewski, who's an open shooter. Right there, he pressed up, but he knew Sidibe was going to come back and defend that. Probably was a little bit too aggressive just because it initiated a scramble for Syracuse when they probably didn't need to. So yeah, but he is pretty good at just kind of shooting passing lanes and is getting, has pretty quick hands as well, so he gets a lot of deflections. Things of that nature. Right there, you kind of see. Looked like he was threatening a backdoor, made him get open. Let's see if he hits his three. rims out. But again, the shot looks pretty good overall. I think he could get it off in a variety of ways, which is always a big plus in the NBA. And again, just the percentages don't really reflect how good of a scorer he was, I would say. But you'd like to see better percentages, obviously. So yeah, right there, that was the gamble that I'm talking about. So basically, by Hughes just trying to cut off that pass, I understand the sentiment there, but it does initiate a scramble for Syracuse, and it gets them all out of whack, and it led to the easy layup for Notre Dame. Good job getting back, and let's see what he does here. Nothing really going on. So again, Hughes is basically having to split the difference right now between Hub and Leshevsky. And again, he played that well. There's not really much he could have done there just because the zone was a little bit off-centered. And then so Hughes actually made the right read just by, like, you know, following the pass to the weak side and getting a contest. Hub just made a tough shot. So again, you can see Notre Dame's in a 2-3, it looks like right now. And immediately Hughes is just kind of weaving in and out of defenders and just trying to find open space. Again, I think he's a really good mover off the ball. And again, the cuts are really sharp and really dynamic, I would say, as well. And again, Hughes on the baseline, or not on the baseline, but on the bottom level of that 2-3. And you can see it basically is a 3-2 the second the ball goes to a wing. Nice finish from Dolezaj. Again, rotationally, you can see Hughes is active off the ball. Again, he knows he has to split the difference between those two defenders, and that's a really good pass breakup. And so I do think he's a really smart defender away from the ball, and the zone kind of does instill that in you. It teaches you about help and just kind of knowing where to be on the floor in relation to the ball. Right there, maybe rush that a little bit, and it's going to lead to a turnover. Yeah, not a huge fan of that play. Looks like he got jammed with the ball, and he tried to weave a pass in there that probably shouldn't have been made. And he didn't turn the ball over, but in effect, it pretty much slowed any momentum that Syracuse did have on that offensive possession. See Hughes again. Just kind of he's almost like a sweeper in this type of defense right now. And so here we go again. You can see the ball go strong side. He's out helping. Right there, I'd like to see him be a little bit more active in finding a body to box out. But in this zone, it's super hard to rebound and find people to box out just because it takes a whole other layer of communication. But I'd like to see him look at least. And here he is at the top of the key. Just ball reversal right there. Nice shot from Gerard. Notre Dame's looking for the middle. Hughes holding his ground. Again, trying to just divert that John Moody baseline pass as well. Again, I do like how active he is. You can see him moving his feet pretty well. It's going to lead into a turnover for Notre Dame. A rare one. Notre Dame was one of the best teams in the country at not turning the ball over. That's a nice little play from Syracuse. Good finish from Dolezaj as well. And again, Hughes probably shouldn't have bitten on that pump fake. It wasn't even a pump fake. He just kind of ran into him. Lucky no foul call. I think we got a foul on that shot though. So let's get these free throws. So Notre Dame's running a little three-quarter court press. Syracuse broke that, no problem. And here's Hughes again. Nice job exploding out into the perimeter. And he found a really nice pass there, finding a cutting Dolezaj. And again, that's what I mean. His reads are usually basic, but he does have that passing vision to see those reads, which I do think is will be helpful in the NBA. And I do think he has a little bit of untapped potential as a distributor in the league. Yeah, you see now they're trapping with a little, with less time on the shot clock. Good awareness from Hughes right there, just kind of bring up that shot clock and just kind of, let's see if he hits this three. Yep, good job in transition, just knocking that down. Again, really good catch and shoot guy. In transition, he's good as well when he gets an open look and he can set his feet. Just so many of his shots had to come off balance, off the dribble, over defenders, just because he was the guy for Syracuse offensively. Right there, you just saw him catch and shoot in rhythm, and obviously that's a pretty nice pass. Right there, probably didn't read the situation correctly, in my opinion. I think Leshevsky was in the opposite side corner, and unless he thought there was a breakdown down the middle where he had to tag that cutter, probably went the wrong way. Excuse me, probably went the wrong way there, but... And again, he's going to... Again, there's off the dribble, he got fouled, and he knocked it down. Or he didn't get fouled. That should have been a foul. But again, you saw right there, off the dribble, just really smooth shot. And again, can take contact and finish. A lot of things I like with his jump shot and scoring ability, I will say. So again, right there, he was way too far up. He almost allowed Leshevsky to, A, if he wanted to cut back door, he probably could have, B, to get that offensive rebound. And again, just turning his back a little bit and just locating him would help a lot. And you just see, I think he's on an 8-0 scoring run by himself, and you just saw that little floater that he got into the lane. So that was a nice play. And I think that was Buddy Boeheim. Looks like we got a foul, and then... Yeah, looks like a foul and an immediate timeout, so I just skipped ahead. So here's Hughes with the ball. Not really looking to drive or anything on that play. Again, really nice cut. Good way to curl off, and if he finishes that, that's a really tough finish in traffic. That might be my favorite play of the game from Hughes, because he set his man up with a fake cut, then he curled around the elbow, and then he managed to finish through traffic and contact with some nice touch around the rim. You got a foul here. I think it's going to be on Notre Dame. So. That's a nice feed from Boeheim. Ooh. Yeah, we got a foul here, so I'll skip these. So again, you can see the zone, and Hughes is on the bottom level. And when the ball's not really on his side, and Notre Dame kind of runs an empty, weak side. Let's see if Hughes hits this. Yeah, that time it looked like the ball maybe slipped in his hands a little bit. Didn't really get a clean... And he we almost had one of his signature chase down blocks right there, too. Looked like he was coming in for that big-time block. We got an injury right here, so I'll skip this. And an ad coming up, so. Got, what, 10 seconds left on the ad? So here's who's on the perimeter with the ball in his hands. Let's see what he does here. Again, that's what I really like about this game, just his ability to pull up from anywhere. You saw that right there, just 2 dribbles and then into his shooting form, and then he got it to go cleanly. And that ability to just rise and fire and create your own offense, I really place a high value on that when college kids are going into the NBA. So I really like that play from Hughes. He's really turned it on late in this first half. And Hughes is going to pull up from 3. It's a heat check. No real issue with that. But just another example of that ability to just pull it from anywhere. They're looking for Leshevsky, I think. So again, looked a little bit lazy right there on defense. Didn't really get into a committed stance. Right there, that's not a good pass from, I don't know who that is. I'm going to get a lay in there. That's not on Hughes. And Hughes flashing into the mid post right there. Looks like we got a, I don't know what we got here, but I will skip ahead. Saw right there. Just kind of really good at just playing possum for a little bit, and he's going to draw a free foul here. Oh, charge on him. But again, really good at playing possum and just breaking into quick, short strides in order to shake his defender off the ball. We saw that right there. He even kind of fooled his teammate. And right there, he just kind of was a little bit out of control and then got to the charge call, but nothing really to be super concerned about with that. He did turn the ball over a fair amount, though. He averaged around 2.5 turnovers a game, which obviously isn't great considering he only averaged... Actually, no, it is not bad because he did average 3.5 assists a game as well. But I do think some of that can be attributed to just, I don't know, just kind of just maybe not over dribbling at times, trying to rush into his shots, things like that. I think it could be managed, though. And again, the role he plays at Syracuse is vastly different than the role he will play in the NBA. NBA, he's probably going to be used as a microwave type of scorer off the bench, not really being asked to create offense primarily. And he'll be one of many volume scorers on the floor at a time. So I think that his ability to just fit in a system and just kind of work, I think will help. So you can see Hughes, good job tagging Durham. Got there a little bit late, but he's not going to win that offensive rebounding battle. Got here's Hughes in the mid post and on the elbow. Good feed to Boeheim. Let's see if he hits it. He will. Again, that's what I mean. Just simple, basic kick-out reads. And again, that time it was right on the money, right in the shooting pocket to Boeheim, and he knocked it down for 3 off the Hughes pass. I think that was from Dane Goodwin. That time Hughes not really doing a whole lot. Let's see if Buddy Boeheim can hit it again. No. Let's see how he gets back on defense here. Again, he's going to stop ball. And then, yeah, immediately, that's not really... Again, maybe you have a little bit more awareness there, but that's just kind of the scheme being beaten into him because you could tell he just kind of fell back into his zone position when he probably should have stayed up and guarded the 3. Again, you see another really nice stutters up into a pin down. And, yeah, he drew a foul there, so we'll watch him shoot free throws. Never mind. I guess it wasn't a shooting foul. Maybe it's a flop. I don't know what it was. Final minute of the first half here. Good job being jumpy and then getting back to his spot, cutting off this. Just using that side by as an extra defender. believe that's Quincy Guerrier with the bank 3. Probably the final possession here of the first half. Again, a lot of times it's just impossible to tell if these guys are really good isolation defenders or not. Just because Syracuse sits in this zone. Makes it a scout's nightmare. Here we go, final 7 seconds. Hughes was just off the ball there. We got another foul. That time, Gig Chibe collapsing, and that's going to be the end of the first half, so I'll pause the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like it and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the content. That really helps me out. Overall, though, I think we saw a lot that Elijah Hughes did well. Also saw some areas for improvement, which is always good. And so, yeah, we will see you for the second half of this game, and it's a very good game outside of the Elijah Hughes part. So make sure to stay tuned for that and relive some ACC basketball moments from this past season as well. So with that, I will see you for the second half, and thanks for watching.